Good day, my name is Daniel and I'm here to bring you two new exciting pieces of functionality that we're adding to PPO. The first is our new Task Import Wizard summary page, which includes the ability to delete tasks in PPO if they've been deleted from your schedule. So before I jump into our demonstration today, I just wanted to walk through the files or the screens I'm going to be going through throughout the video. The first is I've got a demo MSP schedule in front of us that we're going to be using to demonstrate the summary page. And the second is an Excel file that I have open over here that I'll be using in the later part of the demonstration, just briefly to capture the changes or how it all works from an Excel schedule point of view. So if we navigate back to PPO, we have our Northern Frontier Marketing Project, which is one of our demo projects. And from this point, I'm going to follow the same steps that I would normally to import my schedule. And that is I'm going to scroll down until I find the task section. At the moment, you'll see there's absolutely no tasks in my project. I'm going to click on Actions and I'm going to click on Import Tasks. The first thing you'll notice is there is no longer a preview button. Now, we removed the preview button for a number of reasons. To briefly cover those reasons, we found that users were re-importing their schedules if they were using the preview option because, sometimes they didn't select the tasks or all the tasks that they needed to import. Plus, you can imagine, and some of you might have already experienced it, with a large schedule, it becomes difficult with the real estate of the page to scroll through all those tasks and check, entries within that preview view. But the benefit or the bonus is we don't need that preview page anymore because we have the new summary page. So let me show you what the summary page looks like. As I would normally do, I would select my file that I want to import, and today it's my MPP file or my MSP schedule that we've set up. And I'd simply click on import. Now previously your schedule would import immediately, but now you get taken to our summary page. And now let's stop for a moment and just discuss what information the summary page is showing you. So the first section is your project information. So if you're ever unsure about am I importing the schedule into the right project, there's an indication to say this is the project you're importing the schedule to. It's our Northern Frontier Marketing Project. The second section is our schedule information. So all we're reading is the total count of tasks within your schedule. So if I just go to the MSP file, you'll see we have tasks from 0 to 34, which gives us a total count of 35. If I go back to PPO, back to our summary page, you'll see we have a section called Tasks in PPO. So this is being read from your project within PPO. Currently, we had no tasks, so the total number of tasks is 0. The tasks matched between PPO and your schedule is 0. We'll cover that in a little bit more detail just now. The tasks that were not found within your schedule is also 0. Now, that is the summary in terms of the information we can pull from your project and the information we can pull from your schedule. What's very important before you click on your submit button is that you understand the actions. The actions section is important because PPO as a system is telling you what it's going to carry out as an action. So if we go over our actions here, it tells us the number of tasks that will be added to your project, which is 35 because we're not updating anything yet. We're first importing our schedule for the first time. And the second line item is the number of tasks that will be updated. So very simple at the moment, our summary information, and you'll start to see the benefit as we go through various scenarios. So I'm going to submit, which will import my schedule. Once my schedule is done importing, I get taken back to my project view page. And if we scroll down a little bit, you'll not start to notice that we now have our schedule that's been imported. So if I go and view a Gantt chart, here's my Gantt chart that I can view of the schedule that I've just imported. Okay, so let's go back to our project and let's talk about a scenario now. We've imported our schedule, and what we want to do is we want to simulate a scenario where some things in your schedule change, i.e. there are some records that are updated and there are some records that are added. So as a starting step, I'm going to take this line 25 here and I'm going to change the wording of this simply to be price change. In addition, I'm going to go and mark one of these top tasks as 100%. And as our last step, I'm going to add a new task into my schedule. And this is going to be our price change communication. From this point, I can just finish up the task here, assign it to Barry Lineker. And now I'm going to save my file just as a different named file. And I'm going to just add in the word edit so we can pinpoint it when we import it. So to recap, what we've done is we've edited two tasks. Remember, we changed the title of one and we marked another as 100% complete. And in addition, we've added one additional task. So our count has gone from 35 to 36 because of this additional line item that we added in our schedule. So now I'm going to go back to PPO. And I'm going to go back to my import task wizard page. I'm going to choose my file. And this time I'm going to choose the new file, the one that we made the edits to. And I'm going to go to my summary page, clicking on import. Now you'll notice things are a little bit different. So the total number of tasks within our schedule is now coming through as 36. The total number of tasks in PPO is still sitting at 35, so this now starts to give us some important information from a system point. The total amount of tasks that are matched between PPO and our schedule is still the 35. There's none that are in PPO that aren't matched to your schedule. I'm sure you guys can start to see where this is going with the delete functionality. Nonetheless, as I mentioned previously, the important thing for you to take away is to understand the actions that PPO is going to carry out when you click on submit. So what PPO is going to do is it's going to be adding one task. Remember, we added line item 26, that price change communication. So that's the task that it's going to be adding, and it's going to be updating 35 tasks on top of that. So when I click on submit, it will import my schedule, it will apply the updates, add the additional task that we added, and if I go to my Gantt chart, we scroll down to our marketing mix, we'll see the price task rename or name change has come through as price change, and we've got the additional task called price change communication. Okay, so these features have been within PPO for a while. It's not anything new in terms of adding and editing. The one thing that is new is the summary page. So the summary page, just recapping what items, if we just go back to it here, to this one here, just recapping the items that are in your schedule, the items that are in PPO, and the actions that are going to be carried out. If I just go back a couple of pages, we're going to simulate another scenario where we delete an item from your schedule. So that price change communication that we added, we've decided we no longer need it. So I'm going to delete the task from my schedule. We're only going to delete the one in today's demonstration. I'm going to save this as a differently named file. This time I'm just going to call it delete. And we're going to go and have a look at what our summary page now looks like. So I'm going to import tasks. I'm going to choose my file, specifically the delete option. And I'm going to go to my summary page, to the import page. Now what the summary page is reading is there's a total of 35 tasks in my schedule. There's a total number of 36 within PPO, and there's a total that match between PPO and MSP, and that is 35 tasks. So the amount of tasks that don't match is 1. That's the task that we've deleted. So for those of you that are interested in how PPO matches a task, to be able to pinpoint what task has been deleted or what task does match between PPO and your MSP schedule, how we do it is specifically on the unique ID. So in your MSP schedule, there is a column called unique ID. So as soon as we can match this unique ID on PPO side, then we can deem the task as matching. When we can't match it, so for example, it's in PPO but it's not in MSP, we deem that as a task has been deleted from your schedule, which then allows us to display the summary page with additional action steps. So you'll notice that the number of tasks that we'll be adding is 0, the number of tasks that we'll be updating is 35, and the number of tasks that we'll be deleting is that 1 that we deleted from our MSP schedule. Now please note that this next field is ticked by default. So this next field is asking you, do you want to delete these tasks? If your answer is yes, you leave it ticked. If your answer is no, you can simply untick it. The summary page will refresh and you'll no longer see the tasks that PPO are asking or is asking if you can delete it. So if we just have a look at that section, you'll notice we give some high-level information regarding the task, specifically the name, whether it's a project task, a summary task, milestone, or just a normal task. That's the type. Who's responsible for the task, if there has been responsibility assigned to that task. Has there been any progress reported on it? Because remember, deleting a task that has progress reported on it does have implications on your overall project progress. And lastly, when did the task set out to, when was it planned to start and when was it planned to end? So if you are happy to delete the task, you can simply leave this value ticked. Please remember it is ticked by default. So if you just rush through the page, you might delete a task unintentionally. So just review your actions. What tasks or how many tasks are we adding, how many are we updating, and if we are deleting any, how many are we deleting, and which of those tasks are we deleting. Okay, so if I click on submit, I will get a final confirmation message that asks me if I'm sure I want to delete the one task that has been identified through our matching process. When I click on OK, it will apply those actions, so it will update the 35 and delete the one task. So if we go and look at a total count of all of our tasks with our global filter off, we'll see that we have a total of 35 and not the previous 36. And that about wraps up our summary page and the ability to delete tasks in PPO if they've been deleted on MSP. Just to briefly cover the Excel functionality, because there are users that use Excel to manage their schedule and to build their schedule. They make use of the template that we've provided. And for demonstration, I've set up another project called our completed project. This is also a demo project. I've already completed the first step, and that is I've imported a schedule, very basic 7-line item schedule. And then in Excel, what I went and did was I deleted line item number 4. So just like MSP matches on the column called unique ID, Excel matches on the column called UID. So if we just do a spot check here, you'll notice that line item 4 has been deleted from our schedule, and I've exported this into an XML file to be able to to be able to import into PPO. So if I go to my actions and I click on import tasks and I choose my file, specifically the delete option, and I click on import, we get taken to the summary page where you've got the same behavior. This is how many tasks will be added. This is how many tasks will be deleted. Sorry, this is how many will be updated. This is how many will be deleted. And you've got the ability to choose whether you want to delete the tasks or not. Remember, this is ticked by default. And remember, post this session, always go over the actions that PPO is going to carry out. It's just a sanity check, much better than the very, very long preview pages that some of you might have been using. And once you're happy, you can simply click on submit. It'll give you a final pop-up message to ask you, are you sure you want to complete the import and delete the one task? Once you click on OK, it'll apply the change, i.e. updating the 6 items and deleting the 7th, which was line item number 4 on our Excel schedule. So here you'll see we've got 6 items left in total. And that about wraps it up for today's video. I hope you all have a wonderful day further. Thank you.